Hello again, comic fans, and welcome to Massive Nerds Comic of the Week for February 23rd, 2011. And before we get to the Comic of the Week, as has become the standard almost, I have a couple honorable mentions. First of all, we have Amazing Spider-Man number 655. Coming off the last issue's death of Marla Jameson, we get a very somber funeral scene, a nice opening segment with Jonah Jameson and Peter, and some good stuff there, followed up by crazy dream sequence where Peter really goes back to his past, all the people who have died around him, and it kind of reaffirms his outlook on being a superhero. Great artwork, a lot of good nostalgia factor here. Amazing Spider-Man has been, of course, amazing over the last couple months. We had the first two chapters of Age of X between X-Men Legacy 245 and New Mutants 22. I am absolutely serious when I say this is the best alternate reality storyline I've ever seen out of a comic so far. I am loving every page of this. I'm very excited to see where it goes in the future. And if anybody's been reading the website, following me on Twitter, if you're not, what the hell's wrong with you? I love Morning Glories. Issue 7 came out this past week. It's this crazy twist between the Runaways, Lock and Key, with a little bit of Lost and Twin Peaks thrown on top. Really check it out. That one is an absolute blast, and it's something different from the normal superhero fare. And I'm sure it's no big surprise when I say that the actual comic of the week is once again Fantastic Four this month, this time with issue 588, written by Jonathan Hickman with art by Nick Dragotta. Now, of course, if you still don't know who died in the previous issue, I really can't talk about this one without ruining it, and if you don't know by now, what the hell's wrong with you? That was a friggin' awesome issue. Go read it. And I'm going to start off here talking about the art, because this entire issue has no dialogue whatsoever. It is a very art-driven issue. So, art by Nick Dragotta. Who the hell is Nick Dragotta? The dude doesn't even have a Wikipedia page, and he delivers one of the most visually impressive comics in ages. It's not hyper detailed with like super clean lines, but the amount of emotion he delivers on every character's face is perfect. For a story with no dialogue, the artwork is so important, and Dragotta completely knocks it out of the park here. You definitely see sort of a Jack Kirby influence to his character designs, really bringing it back to the nostalgia a lot of people have when it comes to these characters, really lending weight to just how long these characters have been around, and to have one of them die off is a very big deal. And there's some great color work here, lots of dark, the colors that are there are very washed out. It's just a great visual issue. From the front page to the end, it's an absolute joy to look at. Now, even though there's no dialogue, there's still a great amount of writing going on in this issue. Jonathan Hickman had to deliver a very detailed script to Dragotta in order to get all that motion across on each page. There is so much unspoken dialogue going on here. You can just study these panels coming up with what they're saying. The scene between Reed Richards and Annihilus, there's so much going on there without them having to say a single word. It is really amazing. Now, most of the issue focuses on the family members struggling with the loss of Johnny. You have Sue, so crushed by the loss of her brother, she just retreats completely, tries cutting herself off from everyone. You have Ben, who was there when Johnny died, saw his last stand, and he doesn't know how to deal with these emotions, so he lashes out. And luckily enough, he does have some friends there to support him. Meanwhile, Reed just plans. You're definitely seeing where the story is going in the future with Reed's panels. And of course, there's the kids. There's a scene with Valeria and all the other kids where she's going through the plans for the future, and I can't wait to see where that's going, especially with that Dr. Doom scene from several issues back. And the issue ends with a great backup story. This one with actual dialogue and art by Mark Brooks, where it shows Franklin Richards and Spider-Man spending an afternoon together. And I love the dialogue in the scene. They both have a common bond. They both lost their uncles at a young age. Spider-Man imparts the popular wisdom of with great power comes great responsibility. And it really piques my interest for where it's going to go forward, starting with next month's FF number 1, where Spidey joins the team as part of the new Future Foundation. And there's really nothing more I can say about this issue. There's a lot going on here, but not a lot being said. Just really do yourselves a favor. Pick this up. This is probably one of the best single issues of any comic I have ever read, and I cannot praise this highly enough. So, Fantastic Four 588, definitely go check it out. And that's all I got for you guys this week. Be sure to check out MassiveNerd.net. Got a lot of cool stuff coming up there, and I'll see you next week.